How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I want to have a deep discussion with America. I've been repeatedly, my royal family, talking about there is a cost messing with royalty. And we continue, even though we are out of our captivity, we continue to see sheer, utter disrespect. Some of us are very surprised, and some of us are not whatsoever. I'm not surprised. I'm in reality. Now, knowing what I know about the enemy and the enemy supporters' destiny, I would be lying to self or Yahweh when I feel what I feel. But I know what I know. So I allow myself to feel, but then I move on. So Friday, more sheer disrespect on the world-ass stage. Now, I've been also talking about there is nothing America could do to satisfy royalty. So, I'm going to take y'all on a journey about the cost. The cost is starting to increase. What little inkling of saying guilty in some kind of way, they fuck us. And I feel like my duty and responsibilities in these gifts that Yahweh has blessed me with, in these gifts that the royal family have, that we all are blessing each other with too as well. And what I mean by the blessing, nothing on the level of Yahweh, but keeping each other encouraged, letting the royal family know you're sacred, you're beautiful, and you're divine. You're highly favored. You come from royal stock. Now, I have often said, we have long won this war, but we will continue to see the enemy win battles. But there's a cost. You can't rewrite our destiny, Esau. Now, you done took our books, rewrote them, destroyed them, manipulated them, and you had a master plan to wipe us off the face of the earth. Not just in America, but we're going to focus on America because we're having experiences in America. We are affected by your dying ass system. What we are witnessing, my royal family, is the side effects. The side effects. But they want to insult our intelligence and saying, no, there is justice in America. There's true justice. There's no more racism. But we're dealing with isms every millisecond. Stop pissing on us. I'm fully awake. I'm very reality based. Esau. and your funky ass supporters. See, these are supporters doing all they can to stay in favor. Look at how that judge got down. She demonstrated her true ass nature because she wants to stay in favor. It ain't nothing. There is nowhere, no place that the enemy and the enemy supporters can hide. Yahweh know where you're at all times. But you're killing his babies. You act like you're duty bound to subjugate us. What the fuck have we done to you? We built this planet. So you can't stand our greatness. No, you can't stand it whatsoever. And they don't like it's coming everywhere, out of every orifice, and they want to blame it on some type of reform shit. And then we will retrain. How the fuck you retrain your nature, you slimy bitch? Oh yeah, my royal family. I'm keeping it ever so raw. Ain't it juicy when I keep it raw? Make you feel some kind of way. I can't hold back. This is therapy for me. So let's get into this audio that I feel like is very necessary. It's not very long. But the words, how the words were constructed was on point. So let's get up in it. Who is killing 10,000 black Americans every year? That number is way off. All right? But we're not going to go with the numbers. We're going to go with what we're going to hear here.
Unfortunately, January 6th was not an isolated event, warned FBI Director Christopher Wray last winter. The problem of domestic terrorism has been metastasizing across the country for a long time now, and it's not going away anytime soon. Since he became director in 2017, said Wray, FBI domestic terrorism investigations had doubled in number to more than 2,000, and FBI investigations of white supremacists had tripled. Listening to Wray, one came away with the impression that right-wing terrorism was our foremost internal security issue, that the January 6th riot was a manifestation of that terrorism, and that white supremacists topped the list of dangerous enemies inside our own country. The vast turnout of police and press for the September 18th protest on the Mall to demand fairness for the January 6th patriots suggested that our elites shared Wray's alarm. All seemed disappointed when the brownshirts failed to show up. Yet, with this week's release of FBI statistics on violent crime in America, showing a record 30% surge in homicides in 2020 over 2019, questions arise. What caused the number of U.S. victims of murder and manslaughter to explode by almost 5,000 last year to reach a total of 21,500? Why are homicides rising another 10% this year? Why are murders and manslaughters rising so dramatically in the USA? For that number of killings, 21,500 in 2021, is 3 times the number of U.S. soldiers dead in 20 years of fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. The New York Times and Washington Post both made the FBI figures front-page news. And the Times gave some insight as to who the victims of homicide in this country were and are. Here is the relevant passage in the Times story. The FBI report breaks down last year's homicide victims by race, ethnicity and sex, although not all law enforcement agencies provided such data. Of the people killed in 2020, at least 9,913 were black, 7,029 were white, 497 were from other races and 315 were of unknown race. There were at least 14,146 men killed and 3,573 women. The startling number here, there were nearly 3,000 more black victims who wound up dead in America from criminal violence than there were white victims, though blacks, at 12 to 13% of the U.S. population, are only 1/5 the size of the white population. Translation: Black Americans are being shot, stabbed, and beaten to death at a rate 6 to 7 times that of whites. And by the end of this year, well over 10,000 blacks will have been made the victims of homicide in America. That figure breaks down to roughly 200 black folks dead every single week in this country from gunshot wounds and other criminal violence, a weekly death toll that rivals U.S. losses in Vietnam at the height of the war. The question unanswered and unasked in the Times and Post stories is, who is doing this? Who is killing all these black people? If, as the slogan proclaims, Black Lives Matter, why is there not greater public alarm at BLM in who is killing so many black people? About the number of dead in the infamous Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, histories and historians differ. Some say the number of black victims was no more than 30. Others say it was as high as 300. But again, in 1 year, the number of blacks killed in violent crimes in America, 3 in 4 by gunshots, will exceed 10,000. Who is doing this? How many of these black folks are victims of the right-wing extremists and white supremacists that Ray sees as our greatest domestic security threat? How many blacks in 2021 and this year were victims of the Proud Boys or Oath Keepers or 3%ers or neo-Nazis or the Klan? If rogue white cops are the scourge of black America, as we have been instructed to believe, how many killings of unarmed blacks were done by white cops this year and last? In 2020, homicides in Washington, D.C. rose for the third straight year, reaching almost 200, the deadliest year in the city since 2004. More than 920 people were shot in 2020, a 64% increase from 3 years ago. Again, how many of these Washington shootings, averaging 3 a day, were the lethal work of Washington white supremacists? Within the Post and Times there were explanations offered for the 30% surge in homicides. Among them were the proliferation of guns and gun ownership, and the police legitimacy crisis. In the wake of George Floyd's death, defund the police became the chant of 100 leftist protests. Police funds were cut, elites turned hostile to cops they once hailed as first responders. Demoralized, many police ceased to be proactive. Police resignations and retirements came in record numbers. When the peace forces in our society were morally disarmed, their natural enemies, the criminal element, seized the opportunity. Patrick J. Buchanan is the author of Nixon's White House Wars, the battles that made and broke a president and divided America forever. Unfortunately.
All right, my radio family. Boy, when I heard that commentary, I was fully knocked down. You see how the royal family are under constant terrorism. When I was listening to that audio for a second time, the words that came to me is the enemy trying to make an attempt to kill off Yahweh? Are they that bold enough to think that they can pull off that feat? I don't know, it just ran across me. Now, I know y'all see Lady Liberty here. We're going to get into Lady Liberty in a hot second. So these are Yahweh's children. All of them that were killed, the majority were unarmed. So we are under a full state of terrorism, domestic terrorism. These are the things that the UN have got up in America's ass about, where they go around calling to throw around they so-called ass weight and want to dictate to other countries of their nefarious behavior towards whoever or whatever issues that they are dealing with. But I can't focus on other countries. I'm focusing on where I'm being affected by. So, I must get up in Lady Liberty's ass. Many know, but some may not know. The original Statue of Liberty, given to us by France to pay homage to the slaves whom were brought here by force. Now, we was already here. We are indigenous to the entire globe, let alone Teachable. There's a reason why they want us to focus just on Teachable. I'm going to keep repeating certain things. The enemy is looking for their origin globally. And they're also worried about the fountain of youth. It horrifies them to age. And so what our royals say, the deeper you dig, the blacker the planet. It messes with their psyche to such a point that this gesture that France made, they got caught up in their feelings. So the original was refused by America, so they made a new one with a white face. To me, that's a white man in drag as far as I'm concerned. Hard chick to look at. See, they all into this symbolism to even psych their self out. You know, they always like to throw symbolism to us because they want to dictate to us how we're supposed to receive our coins. But Lady Liberty, you on some straight ass fuckery. I keep seeing you a shameful bitch. You start disrobing Lady Liberty and you will see the origins of America. And it would be truly unbelievable if you see what really is up under that garment. Royalty. You want to hide us someplace. Nuh-uh. We're not going to dismiss this, America. You're keeping us in this constant state. There's a cost. I pointed out to you, my royal family, that the things that are going on where people are put in certain positions of, unquote, power, that they are sealing their fate when they do not do right by us. Now that judge, her dusty, greasy ass sat up there crying, telling that family how they should have empathy for the very person that they looking at, that they could damn near touch, that took their child. And I had pointed out in the live the spiritual things that I was seeing that was going down. When Dante's mother spoke, she said she would never forgive. And then his sister spoke and thought that they could, jokingly behind the scenes, that they got enough white in them that they could pass. And then they ended up arresting his sister. So Yahweh was giving them a very teachable moment, let alone giving us a continuous teaching moment too as well. Because what was blowing my mind is some of the things, I was looking at some of these visions that have came in fruition that I have talked about. And I keep repeating because I want to reinforce. You're so beautiful and divine. Yeah, I want to reinforce. I want you to feel some kind of way. It's quite draining sometimes because I start with self first. So after the sheer utter disrespect, and she's sitting up here crying, I said that the white woman would be wailing in the streets of America too. So we seen them win a unquote battle. So how long will that suffice? See, they never get enough of eating. That's why we have been instructed at all possible costs to get up out of their way, because once they have had a taste of blood, they want more and more. And then they will truly eat their own. Do what you do, Esau. So, as we continue on, the awakening, Esau, the awakening supporters is here. We are in the now in this war. Everybody's going to feel some kind of way. Oh, yeah. This is supposed to go down, my royal family. We are watching the enemy not being able to conjure up another kind of way to jumpstart and put America back up on her throne, which is truly our throne. So on the world stage, they can look like they got their shit together. Oh no, we're in the age of exposure. I keep saying over and over, Big Brother is watching you, but the enemy never factored in that they would be watched too. Ain't that something? So as the awakening continues to manifest self, this is how they psych themselves. Now, what we see here is a group of white women displaying some form of symbolism. They are not the original. No. You can't even come up with an ounce of who we continue to be. But then they will make a mockery. See, they feel like they superior when they pull off these gestures. Here is another example. Because her man know that this shit is dying off. He goes out into the wilderness and steal all kind of coins and do us all kind of certain kind of ways on these jobs and saying, damn, who else can we rob so I can keep my old lady happy? And she's real deep into feminism. So you rob, steal, and kill. Your man do all this stuff. And then when he come home, you call him a male chauvinist pig. So he can't win. See, she the one. We all know she the one that's keeping this thing going, and she going cray-cray. Now think about it, my royal family, that there was a space and time, I'm going to say within the last 5 years, that we wouldn't have seen a white woman on the witness stand, begging and pleading and crying and doing whatever she got to do with them fake ass tears. They're greatly concerned. You have great concern, but your ass can't keep your hands off of us. You have a strong propensity to want to keep killing and killing and killing and killing. Look at the things that are being displayed in the federal trial of the slaughtering of our king, Ahmaud Arbery. Oh, wow. They trying to keep that thing contained. You can't keep it contained no more. And what's so crazy about all of this? Rona in them streets. Rona is about that life. And you want to keep doing us like this. You would think that that would be top priority. No, top priority is to continue to subjugate us with these isms. And we're done. See what you have done, Lady Liberty, is put your folks in a dangerous position. And a lot of them know it because I read their comments. It's like, oh no, come on. Because they are concerned too. We out and about in this world. We go shopping and we still got to live and do the things that we do. Some of us may just buckle and go the fuck off. You know, you're not going to change. It ain't in you. It's about your true ass nature. I'm always talking about their nature. So as Lady Liberty is trying to, or keep trying to fool us with their deceit. That's the one, Cap. Deceit, then destruction, disease. Very heavy. The only thing that they can think to do is kill. They think kill us off. All the shit that's going on, food shortage, all the shit that's going down. And you think that y'all asses is going to subjugate us for infamy? See, to reclaim that throne, my royal family, it ain't going to be easy to reclaim this throne, my royal family. You have to fight in this war. I'm all down for, I leave everything on the table, but I'm all down for the art of war, because I love getting up in the enemy's psyche. That's all psychological. Inward self-destruction. Truly, inward, my royal family. So, Lady Liberty, you're on your last fucking leg as you quickly descend and sink in your soil draws. Oh yeah, I keep saying it's a lot of stuff up under that robe, my royal family. So I take joy, even though they keep winning these battles, I take joy in your utter ass destruction. I take joy. I keep talking about our throne, my royal family. Our throne. Remember in that movie, Shaka Zulu? And they had that scene where Shaka Zulu's aunt said to her brother that he's already on the throne. Manifest that in your psyche. It has arrived. This is how I imagine our throne. Oh, yes. And we on it. And it fucks with their psyche. Ain't it beautiful and divine, my royal family? The finest of the finest, the best of the best. I demand that of you in this war. See, they want us to be in a constant state of terrorism as they continue to taunt us and fuck with us. Oh, I believe in you, Lady Liberty. How does it feel? Now you looking like you standing up there, but you're really consciously not there. You have no control of your woman. You have no control of them crazy ass so-called animals that you produce that have no problem getting an assault rifle and just wiping your own out because they can't take rejection. They're very fragile. My royal family, I cannot overemphasize to you to fully embrace your nature as Yahweh continue to guide us. We must continue to demonstrate faith. We must continue to be very firm on our position. America has a concern. That's what gets me, that tears me up and tickles me, that these little inklings, it's like a grain of salt of saying guilty. Like I said, they could have gave the bitch life. It wouldn't have been enough for me. You can't satisfy me whatsoever. Because we know behind the scenes, they're orchestrating something. Y'all know what I read to y'all when we had that window of that 15-minute break, that article in Yahoo, that the prosecutors backpedaled and resubmitted to the judge. Be lenient. Now, she had already made up her mind, because when that bitch's lawyer was speaking forever and ever, he was telling shit. And I picked up on him saying, oh, we'll do that. Basically, they're going to put her on a tour and talk about the, to be responsible and make sure a taser opposed to a gun. So they already had a backroom deal. You keep insulting our intelligence. Get up on that throne. Get up in that psyche. Rent space in their head. I just love the fact that they continue to keep sealing their faith. That's what that judge did to herself. She will never, ever get peace henceforth. Anybody that had anything to do with anything that would hurt us, that is my constant prayer of your utter destruction. No sleep. You continue to stay stressed. You're looking behind your back. You're twitching and flipping and all of that. And we keep moving forth in this war. But we're going to do our own thinking. We ain't going to be foolish out here, guns a-blazing. We know what we are up under. Stay reality-based. Don't ever let nobody sell you a line of shit. Even our own. Them damn supporters get on my nerves. I was thinking about what kind of video I was going to do today. I never know what I'm going to do. And at first I was saying, I might do a video on the shit that's going down in the federal trial. And I said, I can put that to the side for today. This is more important because I'm doing this video for a particular reason, because I know you feel some kind of way. Because when I had closed out, I was saying to you, my royal family, I know it pisses you off and I know that it hurt. But we can't stay in a state of limbo like that. We have to demonstrate faith. This is the way Yahweh wanted it to go down. And I seen the layers of, I seen it. And I got concerned. And I'm like, okay, as I'm talking to y'all, my anger and all of that was just slowly oozing out of me. Because I'm not going to let them affect me so greatly that I'm putting them first. And Yahweh has demanded of us, even when we start our prayers, you don't even put his son before him. And he will continue to fight these battles. in America. So, my royal family, what I need you to do is to render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And it's always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.